welcome to Status Update, a show that keeps it 100% when it comes to local hip-hop without a doubt. My name is Unati, aka Time Zone, and I'm not riding solo. I'm with my partner in crime. He is a hip-hop critic. His name is Tab. So today we're joined by a legendary MC who was part of Skwatta Kamp, right? What happens is, if it's the first time you tuning in, watching Slaghuis TV, then it's the best thing that you could have ever done, by the way. We look at matters of the heart when it comes to hip-hop. We look at the crux of the matter and we try and dissect it. So today we're looking at why hip-hop crews break up. So here in the studio, we actually have Infadizle. What's up, brother man?
Infadizle in the house, yes! What up, dog?
Sharp, who's it?
Come not. Like that about you?
Is that how you started? I
just want the people to know he doesn't know you. He's a rapper, he doesn't know you. You're a rapper. But anyway, let's start.
What does that have to do with hip-hop crews breaking up? You see why we're going to break up right now? So the first thing that we're going to tackle, actually, hip-hop crews that have actually broken up in the past, right? I'll list mine, you list yours, and then we'll delve in deep into why your crew broke up, basically. Are you snug with that?
Are you asking me now?
No. We'll still dissect
right.
a list, and then we'll talk about that a bit later on. And then you can also chime in and tell us some of the hip hop crews that have broken up in the past.
Yeah,
Tap, you want to start? You have a list?
I don't have much of a list because we've got the legend here. So we should be directing questions as to how, group dynamics work. How does one person decide that, hey, this is it for me? You know what I mean?
But before, I think it's
you want to break it down? Okay,
break it down.
Break it down.
There's crews like Audio Visual that consisted of Crooked the Warmonger, Ben Sharper, Snaz D. They're not releasing a lot of music nowadays, so it was clearly a split. Basemental Platform from an underground perspective as well. You have Boys and Bucks, just to bring it more mainstream.
Okay.
Rick, Okay Madam Cool Cat, Sanele, we don't know where he is now. We have Entity. Remember, aka his first hip hop group actually with Dalimpofo's kid, vice versa, and the other guy. It's actually the other guy. Then he was also part of Ivy League with Gamza and Books. So they broke up as well. You have Tear Gas, K.O. Mai, Ndugza. They also broke up.
But are these official? Do they make it official? We broke up.
We split.
Yeah,
because,
that's what I'm saying. Because crews will always say, no, I'm just pushing my solo career, I'm gonna come back. You know what I mean? I haven't really broken up with the group. So that's why I'm saying maybe he should tell us what are the dynamics, what really happens, when it comes to that.
Well, from what I've checked out from some of the hip hop groups, with Imarafi as well, Toady Mag, Kuli China, the PR answer will be that I'm branching out solo career, this is what I'm doing. Yet when they're asked what is going on with you as a group, they're like, it's just group dynamics. It's always a PR answer.
But in the case of Moravi, they never really broke up. What happened is Kuli worked on his solo.
Yeah.
And it blew up.
Yeah.
And then he got too busy. That's how I see it. And as far as I know, the guys, when Kuli started recording his solo project, they were still together. So in some cases, that's what happens. Is that one guy goes solo and he blows up.
Yeah. And then now with the case of Skwatta Kamp, you were part of that.
Wait, before you touch on that.
Okay.
You said Kuli got too busy.
No, that's how I see it. But I know for a fact that the group never broke up because when Kuli was working on his solo, the crew was still together. They were still working together. It just so happened that Kuli's project just blew up.
And then he gave us a sophomore of that, but then you see from a crew dynamic again, it's a matter of, but then what's going on with the Morafi brand, as a crew, because if you come into hip hop, if we are a crew, because we all know that he's going to be the Michelle of the group, when we come in as a group and then we branch out, we do our solo ventures, people are going to ask, so what's going on with the group? Is it a mere fact of why do groups break up? Is it to break contracts? That's another thing.
There's a number of things. You look at Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang, before they even became a group, they were solo acts.
Yeah.
That's how it was. And, because they had a deal that worked for them as a group, then they released a group project. But there was a plan to release solo projects even before there was a group. So in that case, it worked. For Wu-Tang, it worked for a long time until there were problems with money issues with wrestling. But coming back home, South Africa is different, man. It's different issues that will cause groups to break up. It's bad management. One of them. It's lack of vision for the group.
Lack of vision from whose part?
For the group.
So everybody.
Like that's why I made an example with Wu-Tang. They knew from day one that guys we want to do solo projects. So in a case of a Morafe where maybe it wasn't part of the plan, I don't know the guys. I don't know if they discussed it. But in some cases, you are a group first. And eventually you have external people talking to this person, telling them that they're better than the other person, and then a solo project comes up. So that's one example. And then other examples are bad management, and other examples will be money issues.
Yeah. This sounds like a PR situation. Let's go and get into the real matter.
I'm telling you the reasons why groups will break up, and egos as well.
But let's deal with the real situation, a real life situation. You've been part of a group, Skwatta Kamp. Let's deal with the reasons that affected that group specifically, because you're going to speak on behalf of that and not any other group's dynamics. So let's deal with that.
Same thing. I would say management. You have see, the thing is with Skwatta Kamp, when we started, there was one manager, which was Busiso Malev, and he dealt with everything that had to do with Skwatta Kamp, the PR, managing the group, booking shows. So it gets to a point where Busiso can't handle all the workload by himself. I don't know why he made that decision, but he asked some of the group members to join the management team, which it was myself, Slaker, Smex, and there was Peter Lynch as well. He's not part of the group.
Yeah.
So you see what happens is that now you have guys in the group managing the group.
Which becomes a problem.
It becomes a problem because not only money-wise, but it's a...
Because you have to get a cut from also managing the group.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, I know a lot of people that would come up to us and say, so as Slaker and... I left the management part of the
situation.
Because, I realized what it was causing, and I said it. I was open about it, that it's causing friction between the group and the management team. So I left. I just decided to be the rapper. So you see, when you have a situation then where people started saying, oh, so Slaker and Smex are the leaders.
Yeah.
But with Skwatta Kamp, it wasn't that way. No one was a leader. No one is a leader in Skwatta Kamp. There's 7 heads. So you have situations where a Slaker or a Smex would do an interview with MTV Base or Channel O, mainly TV, mainstream, and then you have because we had to split ourselves. So you have the other guys doing local radio show, community radio. So you constantly see these other 2 guys on TV, and the other guys you don't see, and it seems like they're not working. I mean, even at some point, I remember Tibotaj mentioned that he thought, okay, so you are the 2 guys that are working, because you don't see these other guys working.
Yeah.
Because they're not doing mainstream stuff. To a point, I remember even Nemza asked this question. He was asking our managers, but it seems like it's unfair that the guys that are in the management team get to do these big interviews, and we get to do...
So it seems like they put themselves...
at
forward
the forefront.
So you see what can cause problems. That's one of the reasons. But then eventually Busiso leaves, bada bing. Then you are left with Smex and Slick and managing the group.
But this is something you guys all agreed to, obviously.
Yeah, no, this is what I'm saying. Busiso decided that I'm gonna get these guys to help me.
Okay.
This is like beginning stages. I don't think any of the guys saw a problem with it or thought that it would be a problem. It only started, we only started seeing problems when Skwatta Kamp was like blown up. Because
when the money came in.
Yeah. So now, because you have to make, now people are making decisions on your behalf, and you feel like you see, this is the thing with egos. You have 7 guys that feel like
that's big.
No one leads me. Because in Skwatta Kamp, it's not like a R&B group like Beyonce, or even in Wu-Tang, you have the Riz. It was clear that he's the leader of the group, or you have a Questlove who's the leader of the Roots, and it's all good. But in the case of Skwatta Kamp, it wasn't from day one. I think if from day one it was like, okay, you guys lead, it would have been fine.
I was actually even going to ask that, as in how the group came about. I mean, did someone say, guys, let's start a group? Who's the one person that came up with the idea? You know, that person might be the leader if whoever says, let's form a group.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get a couple of my friends together. And then there's friends in common.
Yeah, it was different. It was very dynamic how it happened. We all kind of like knew each other, so we were all rapping. And even in the beginning of the group, there were different names before the name Skwatta Kamp. So you would have myself, Specs, and Slick going to Lee Club performing under the name Exorcism. But that group I was not part of the group. It was Nish, Smacks, Slick, and I think Flava was in that group, Exorcism. I wasn't even part of the group, but we would go together and I would perform under that group. So then eventually, I mean, I met Boza through his cousin, who was my friend, and then you see, it becomes a circle of people that know each other. And I think the person that we decided to throw parties. I think that's how it started, because we were doing the same thing and we were always together. And I think the person that came up with the name, I know the person that came up with the name Skwatta Kamp was Nish at Flava's, I think it was 21st birthday party.
Right.
So let's call ourselves Skwatta Kamp. It was a joke, but then someone was like, no, that's a good name. And that's how it happened. And then at that point, there was 9 of us.
Wow. So now because you mentioned like egos, with ego, obviously there's also, when Skwatta Kamp blows up, monetary value. How did that come about with you guys saying, cool, Slicker, you'll get this much, in terms of, because you were part of management, like you said,
yeah,
you know, you were in the beginning, you know what I mean? So didn't that also create like some sort of tension to say that we attach monetary value to this person's skill set, to say a nemesis, a Boza, an initial M, you get this much?
Yeah.
Didn't that also cause like a feud to say that, look, as much as I'm an artist, I believe that I'm putting in much work and we've sold this much. The cuts, were they fair? Did that also, would you say that also contributed into the group sort of having tension and breaking up?
Look, man, the group hasn't broken up, by the way.
You're not there.
I left the group, yeah.
So can't we, but then with the original members not being there, can we still say though the group is solid? Because the group consists of this person and that person.
The group is not solid, mainly not because, you see, that's why with Skwatta Kamp was different. I don't even think it's a money thing. It's conflict of interest. You know, you are sitting in a position where you as part of being running a group, running your own company, you have other artists, because at some point there were other artists. So when bookings come in, who do you put forth? And you also have a solo project. You see, then you start having guys questioning things like, and you hear things. That's another thing that I mentioned earlier, that external people would
gas you up.
Yeah, you meet someone like, no, I wanted to book Skwatta Kamp, but they gave me my man, or Slicker came through because I couldn't afford Skwatta Kamp. But here's the thing, and when you speak, we had this discussion, you know, Slicker would defend it on. He would say that no, but Skwatta Kamp is worth this much. As a solo, I can do a show for 10K. It's fine because I'm a solo. My man is an upcoming artist. He can do a show for 3K. But you see, if you didn't have this competition,
in turn, yeah.
Skwatta Kamp would have to take that 15K if that's the case, or you wouldn't book anyone. But that's I think in our case then it became a conflict of interest that, okay, if you're not winning this side, if you're losing with Skwatta Kamp, you're winning this side, but you still have to manage us.
So would you say solo projects dents a crew's hope for being alive or having a long
that's how it
life
starts. That's how it starts. That's why I mentioned that if someone goes solo in a group and they blow up, trust me, this person becomes busy. He's getting 5 shows, 10 shows a week. The group is getting 2. Even as a solo, you start seeing a lot more cake because you're not splitting your money.
The person becomes too busy for the small gigs with the group.
But that's what I was
they're
saying.
bigger than the group.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I was saying. So you said egos again, you become bigger than the group, which means then you forget where you come from, because simply it's a matter of we started with the group, so breaking up, that's what I'm saying. It causes that much of a friction. You repel from the group. Hence the group is not there anymore. That's why groups break up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So no, I get what you're saying. So
so when you released Brothers, had you already separated from the group, or you were still part of the group?
No, I was still part of the group.
Oh, okay, because that's.
But if you listen to Brothers,
yeah.
You see, I saw it. It's kind of like I saw it coming. There was a song I released with Lira. That's like in 2008 called Desert Storm. Yeah. If you listen to the lyrics, even that song, that song was recorded just after Mkuku function. So even then, I could see the shit coming, because you can see how it changes. I mean, I remember I had a problem with the fact that we don't chill anymore, and I was like, guys, you realize that you spend so much time away from each other. By the time you come back into studio, that chemistry is not there, because you're spending time with another industry friend. It changes the dynamic of the group, because when we started, we were friends, we were hanging together. It was like 9 guys, 12 guys hanging together. But now when you blow up and you separate and you're chilling with so and so, and they tell you this, and then you become,
they pump your head up. You're bigger than the group, my nigga. You can do this by yourself. Not necessarily saying that's what they're saying.
No, that's not what. But I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that a group works the same way as a business works, the same way as any relationship works, or a marriage, whatever. That's how it should work.
That's very true.
You need to spend time outside the studio to know each other, even outside the studio. That's how it works.
Alright, because Brother was very touching, man. I was like, this man's being the truth. He loved his brothers,
Yeah, but
the message behind the song was very dope.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but then looking at what's going on right now, you're saying that the group, okay, cool. We see there's a song that they released paying homage to the late great Flaba, and you were, like I said, part of that group. Now you're not. You know what I mean? That's a dynamic that we're trying to bring to the table as well, so we can discuss. How do you feel not being able to put your heart on your sleeve and have a verse on that Flaba song?
I'm okay with it. You see, Flaba and I were friends. Like he was my best friend out of the group. I grew closer to Flaba. Like, I think we started hanging. I mean, when the group started, obviously we were not friends. He was an asshole.
R.I.P. Flaba. R.I.P.
Yeah, he was.
Katapa.
Yeah, I remember we had a fight. We had an argument in the group. Like when it started, it was a big one. But we grew closer because like every time after a gig, I would roll with him. I would drive with him. So I got to know him, and I would visit him. He would come to my house as well. So that's a guy, when there was no performances or anything happening in the group, that's a guy I used to chill with. So when he passed away, you see, the thing is with people, how you feel about someone passing away and you feel sad and you can't let it go, it's because most of the time it's regret of the things that you didn't do or things you didn't say. So when Flaba passed away, it was sad, because this is my dude. I see this guy almost every day or every weekend. It was sad that I'm not gonna be chilling with him anymore, but I understood and I let go because we were close, and I've said everything that I probably wanted to say to him, and you know what I'm saying? Like, there was no, yes, I wish I had done this for dude or whatever. So there was none of that. So when a song comes out and I'm not part of it, it's okay with me because there's nothing I can say to him when he's not here that I haven't said to him when he was here. So you see, for me, it's he knew me, I knew him. When he was still alive, he was still here. So a song is a song, man. I think a song is more about you than him. If I'm saying something to him through a song that I never said to him when he was still alive, that song becomes about me. It's me talking to him.
Oh, so the whole factor of you're not part of the group really doesn't deprive you.
No, it doesn't.
This thing is simple, dog.
I can record a song.
The homie gave the homie flowers while he was still alive.
And that's what Kanye said, right? Before he was changed by the Kardashians. I get you. I get you completely. You made reference of Wu-Tang again, and you said that with you guys, you didn't have a whole solo vision on board. Because I know when RZA was dissecting it, he said that what the group managed to do was, when Method Man released Tikal, they pushed him.
Yeah.
When Ghostface released Iron Man, they pushed.
Yeah.
Only Built for Cuban Links, they pushed. So, did it play a role that when it was a surprise solo release from a Slicker or a Sugar Smash, he didn't get that much push from the crowd, hence from the group, I mean, hence the group kind of like took a step back and what you guys released?
No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't a surprise. We knew he was when it started. He was recording a mixtape. It was supposed to be other people. Hence, my songs, Chubs and Fun Clips in it is in there as well. So, but then I think by the time he was done, he ended up having so many songs. There were solo songs. Then he, ended up being an album. It was supposed to be a mixtape, but we did support the solo. I mean, when he was recording, I was there most of the time. I mean, telling him which song works, which song doesn't work. So we did support the project. Even performances, he would open up for the group, or would do once the songs got big, would do the songs in between the shows. So with Skwatta Kamp, we did support the solo projects. It's just that the group was way bigger than the solos. That's why you never saw. I mean, even in the case of Flower, where he released a solo that won an award, that was big. But I think the group was just way too big for anyone to notice the solo projects. It's not that we didn't support, we supported it. So, we perform all the songs in our shows.
Yeah, I have a question. You cool?
I'm cool. I want to know, you separated, which year did you leave the group?
2014.
2014. Okay. Purely because of all those reasons you've mentioned.
Yeah,
nothing else.
And a lot of reasons. For me, dude, I'm a. You see, when you're growing up, you are part of a group. You're part of your friends. But when you get to an age where you are becoming you, because in life you play two parts. It's you and the ego. There's two of you. So the minute you start learning who you are and you understand who you are, some things don't work for you anymore. And I think the group found it hard to understand what do you mean you are not that guy anymore. But for me, it's like, I do not want to sit here and argue about things I argued about 10 years ago.
It's retardation.
It's juvenile issues.
I don't want to argue about such things. So it got. That's why I left. I just couldn't take it. The energy was just bad for me. Arguments.
Okay.
So there you have it.
Wait, groups don't break up. Crews don't break up. They don't.
No, I honestly think they do.
They
to be
don't.
Honest with you, they do. Why aren't they releasing music anymore? Saudi Western, that broke up. It was a group, Pro, Max, and Omen. Yes, they still chill together, but as a group, they're not offering us anything.
Is there an official statement? That's why you asked. Is there an official statement?
There might not be an official statement yet. Where are official songs? You guys broke up.
But you see, that's the thing that I mentioned earlier about you not spending time together. That's what causes it. You like you end up building another life outside the group. That when it's time for the group, you have so many things to do, man. You know, and it's not necessarily only getting married or having a girlfriend. It has nothing to do with that. It's just commitment to the group.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with that. Status update right here on Slaghuis TV. We still have info. We just wrapped up hip-hop crews that have broken up in the past. So there's no official statement. That's according to TAP. That's according to Infa. I'm saying groups break up. What is your commentary? Please leave it on the channel. Seriously love to know from you.